Wildlife Crimes, Wednesday on the news at 10.
If you wanna call me, call me, call me.
This is going to be such a good show. Welcome to Studio.
People Helping People is brought to you by Suddenlink.
One of our favorite things we do here on Studio 4, where we shine the spotlight on people who are making a difference in the community. And man, we have a wonderful partner to do that. We have Suddenlink, and joining me today is Mark Garcia. And it's tough choosing those people who make big differences, but you guys picked a good one this month. So who are we profiling?
Well, we have Texas Oncology and one of our local area nurses here today, and Rob Flippin's here to kind of talk a little bit with us, and it's my privilege to introduce him.
Well, Rob, I thank you guys for all the on behalf of all the nurses out there. We're thanking all of them. Thank you for being here, and it's you guys have one of those unsung jobs where we never know how much we need you until we really need you.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have the opportunity, from my perspective, to get a chance to tell you some of the things that we would like to see from patients and that can really help you, because one of our favorite jobs that we don't get to spend enough time doing is advocating for patients. And we spend a lot of time shopping for cars, and lots of times we don't spend that much, we don't put that much effort into paying attention to our health care.
Yeah, looking for health care. And you're going to teach us how to be good patients, because I'm sure that you've dealt with some rough ones. You've probably dealt with some good ones. But how can our viewers out there be better patients for whether we're going to Texas Oncology, BSA, Northwest? What do we do?
One of the first things that you can do is to speak for yourself, to kind of be proactive, to do some research. Now, you know, my first instinct when I want to learn about something is to turn to my favorite search engine on the internet. And while that's a real tendency among patients, we'd like to ask you to partner with us as nurses to ask us, where can I get really good, reputable information about what's going on in my life?
Mark, I don't know if you're like me, but have you ever searched, like you get a pain or an ache and you search and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to make it, and because there's so much misinformation out there.
Right.
That's right. And we really like to hook you guys up to reputable sources. For example, I had some patients, some young adult patients who had a hematological issue a few months back, and there's just hard to find good resources for them, but we were able to partner them up with Leukemia Lymphoma Society, who operates an online chat for that age group of patients, and so it's really helpful. There are some good resources out there. There's also some misinformation out there, as you already mentioned. Another thing that I would like to ask you to do, and we like to see our patients do, is to bring a list to their doctor's visit. You know, what kinds of questions do they have for their physicians, and to ask questions about treatment options. You know, what are the benefits of me pursuing this treatment, and what are the risks of pursuing this treatment?
And that's going and seeking out and asking those questions. But do you ever feel like the minute somebody finds out, like you're in the medical profession, hey Rob, let me ask this, I've got this bump, and do they ever do that? They're like,
sure.
And you're like, yeah, let's for the doctor's office.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
So what I'm trying to say is, all because you see a nurse or a doctor at the mall doesn't mean you should ask them about bumps.
That's right.
Actually set an appointment for that. Seek support, and then you always say practice prevention. I mean, we can cut out a lot in that realm, right?
Sure. You know, some of the best things that you can do is, and we've all heard it all the time, is to ask lots of questions, but also to eat right. Get 30 to 40 minutes of activity a day, if that's just walking in from the parking lot and from the farthest spot out to the door, and then see your doctor on a regular basis, and do your annual screenings, mammograms, colonoscopies, PSA exams, those kinds of things for guys.
Well, Rob, thank you so much. Mark, thank you guys for partnering with us on this, and let me tell you something, we couldn't make it without those nurses, those men and women that are in there giving us the information we need to do, and you may hate it, but those shots are life-saving, so we want to thank you guys for that. All right, in just a minute, we're going to go downstairs. Our good friend